Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. So I had a question. I just saw it in on the comments in one of my videos I made, and the question was: is can you pull off Trap-Jaw's armor if you had enough heat to do it? And I already know the answer because I looked at it right before this video started, and I kind of wish I didn't. So I'd be surprised, like you guys would be surprised. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. And I got some hot water here. Hot water! And I have the Trap-Jaw from New Eternia. Now, normally I would not experiment with this guy because he is a pretty cool figure on his own. But being that I plan on having him go on the chopping block, I thought, what the heck, I might as well see what can be done with this figure. So, first of all, if you have not seen this new Eternia Trap-Jaw, he has like the most awesomest arm ever. It's very 2000X-ish, and he has the regular gun we've seen for years, not the 2000X one, but a regular gun from the older one. So it's kind of a cool mix. And his jaw is swappable, and this is the jaw I put on instead of the one he had. And it was part of the claw originally. And he has this cool little short sword and a holster for it. And the short sword can also be stuffed into... if I can get this apart. Come apart. Oh, sorry about that. That's the thing about live videos. I can't get it apart now. Come on. You know what? I got hot water right here. I'll just stick it right in there. And while I'm heating that up, I am going to take a look and see if I can find his other pieces. Hold on a sec. Oh. Oh. There we are. Oop, oop, oop. I'm not sure where his other jaw is, but here's his other pieces here. And the other jaw would go back on here on his clamp hand. I put it somewhere. Oh! There's another slime monster creature. It's pretty cool. I took one of these monsters and covered it in green dripping resin and hit it with a UV light while it was dripping down and made it for my grandson. And so it glows in the dark and has green dripping ooze coming all off of. Now the bad part is because the ooze is made of resin, you really can't take it apart and do cool things with it or move it much. And so there wasn't a lot of playability. It was more like a statue, but it was still cool. It was still cool. All right, let's see if we can pull this off now. Look at that. Look how easy that was. Burp. And you could stuff the sword in there instead, which is kind of a weird feature to stick the sword in there. Oh, but anyway, there we go. Cool. So, like I said, he comes with his hook, which when I was a kid, I had Micronauts. And I had a Micronaut figure that had a hook and a circle for one of his connector points. And I remember actually running a string from the top of the city all the way to the bottom. And then later on, when I got He-Man figures, they actually show Trap-Jaw using this little circle piece on his head to zip line down. And his hook with the toy was made of rubber, so you couldn't do it. But this one's much more sturdier. You could use this hook to do some zip lining on. So that's kind of cool. And then last we have the claw, which uses the jaw from right here that I swapped out for his face. So I don't know what the other jaw is. I should put it back on here when I find it. And of course, like with all of them, it has the little hooks. So you can put the two that aren't in use onto his belt, like so. And I always like to have the gun in there, because why else would you have anything else but the gun in there? But because usually when you play action figures, it's to fight in battle, not to, play Parcheesi. So there we go. All right, so the question at hand is, let me put the lid on here to keep it warm, is could I take the armor off of here? So I want to see from you guys what your answer is. Do you think this armor could be removed from this figure that you put on an Origin or something else? So post your guesses in the comments. And let me see what you guys have said about this. I will wait a few minutes before I start dissecting this figure. All right, let me check the comments. Nobody's answered yet. All right, the question is this armor removable? Could we do it if we had enough hot water? Boo, 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 boo. Do, 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 do. All right, I guess no one's going to answer. Or there's too much of a lag. Something's going on. Anyway, so before we dive into dumping him in the hot water, I do want to show you the height comparison, just because it's kind of cool and fun. I was a little disappointed because he was not like super tall. Here is a regular Classics He-Man, and he's about the same size as Classics He-Man. Now, I always thought Trap-Jaw should be big, and next to the Masterverse line, he's a pretty short dude. It's kind of crazy. Now, if you used him for your Classics, he's just right. He's perfectly right in there, which is why I wasn't going to keep him at first. But I already have a really good Trap-Jaw, so no need to keep him. Again, I may strip him of parts. I may not. Haven't decided yet. If I can get this arm off, I may end up reusing this arm for another cool custom. I'm not sure. But then again, if I tear the arm off, why not just keep the figure at that point? Right? All the dilemmas I have. Anyway, so let's go ahead and see if anybody's answered yet. No. Wow. Either my comments aren't coming through, or I may have not clicked them so you guys can answer. But let's go ahead and take a look at this armor. Now, his belt definitely comes off. So the belt you can pull off, and you can use it. What a shame to destroy an amazing figure. But can his armor come off? Now, there's a really quick way to tell. If you look at this piece right here, it probably could come off. But this one here, take a look right here. If you look underneath, you can see it is painted on. Painted on. So if you were going to try to take this off, you have to literally snap the figure, break it, Dremel it away from his torso, because it is literally part of his torso. This other armor piece is not. You can see it just comes right off, no problem. But this one is actually part of the plastic and is not removable whatsoever. And if you look inside the armhole, you can see some paint rub in there. So it is part of the exact same mold. So the only way to get it off is you have to literally cut it off, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to cut that armor off because you'd have to literally snap this guy apart and then take this off. This side's probably glued on. The other side came off really easy. And then you'd have to Dremel them all the way around and sand it. And then it may not even fit at that point because it's obviously made for the smaller torso. Even Origins has a larger torso than these do across. So even if you were to get it off and take it apart, you probably still could not reuse it on your Origins or your Classics. So good news is I'm not going to destroy this figure to show you how you can take the armor off, because you can't. And the arm is also in the socket, so it is not easily removable. I'm sure it goes in nice and deep in that socket. Just for kicks, let's heat it up and see if we can pull off the arm. I'm just curious now. Let's get the head off there. You know what? If I start pulling that head the way it is, it's going to snap on the neck. So I got to heat that up too. Just want to see if it is removable. I'm guessing it's not, but let's give it a shot. Because he is a cool figure just the way he is. We like you just the way you are, man. All right. Let me check out your guys' comments. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Cody. Wow, it's cold in California. What temperature do you have there, Jeff? All right. So I can get his head off first. Herp. Herp. And let's see. It looks like his arm will come off. So close. Hooray! His arm does come off. Would you look at that? Oh, look at that. It's a double ball jointed situation going on here. And so you can take off this awesome arm if you wanted to use it for something else and retrofit it. Now we know the classics. Okay, I'm gonna pull the classics out. Hold on a second. Hold up a second. It's gonna be a minute. I have them all under this desk here, and I have them out of order. Usually I put my top ones, my favorite ones, on the top, but this time I have the Horde on top because I've been doing a lot of Horde videos lately. So let's just resituate the camera here while I reach under my desk. Yep, here's the evil Horde. Oh, and then I will pull out the main masters. And I'll slide the Horde back into where they used to be. See, that's the problem with a small hobby room, is you end up having to rearrange everything just to pull one thing out. Oop, oop, oop. Hooray. Okay. Where is the jaw of trapness? There he is. Okay. Wow, he is such a cool figure. I almost forgot how cool he was. I've not looked at him for a while. But his arm does come off. Boop. So if you were to create something to go in that hole, you could use this awesome arm on this guy. Let's see if the other parts fit in there, though. The ones I created before. They do stick in there just ever so slightly, but not very good. So even though you can get this awesome arm off, and you could probably 3D print something to fit inside there, I don't have any plans to do that. That's just too much. And it's not... This arm looks cool anyway, the one he comes with. So even though I could swap it out, I'm not going to. Because I did make a whole bunch of accessories that are made to fit inside this guy's hands. It's like, look at this cool claw. Oh, look at that. I made a lot of other cool things too to use for my Trap-Jaw. So I'm going to put this guy back together. I'm not going to rip him apart, even though he could be ripped apart. Because he is a pretty cool looking figure just the way he is. So no, you cannot remove his armor, unfortunately, without a lot of effort. And it's just not worth the effort. Fit. Now I could see pulling this arm off right here just to paint the inside with some sort of protective stuff. To repaint that and then put the protective stuff in there. There we go. But you can see, I mean, they are very comparable in height. And a lot of styling's very similar. Which is kind of why I don't need to keep the masterverse. Because I already have a really cool Trap-Jaw. And he is a really cool Trap-Jaw too. So if you have masterverse, that's all you need. If you have classics, that's all you need. Either one is exceptional. Let me put the bow tool back on. It's my favorite Trap-Jaw weapon. Boop, boop, boop. All right. What the heck? That evil lens ore bent in my box. No. Oh, here they are. Here's all my Trap-Jaw weapons. Look at these. Oh, I mean, he's got different fly swatters. He's got different guns. He's got this cool thing, which is a jet engine or a fire extinguisher. He's got the dropper. Bum, 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 bum. And of course he has all kinds of claws and parts. So swapping his arm out, I would lose all these cool accessories that I have for my Trap-Jaw. Being supposed to be a wizard of weapons, he's got to have a lot of parts. And I even remade this hook, so I had one that was not so rubbery too. This is my rubbery one, and then I have one that's much harder material. Anyway, and I got this lame sword that I didn't quite make right. But he does have a sword. That's funny. I guess the new one has the sword too. That's what I was just complaining about. That's hilarious. Alright. Anyway, those who are worried about me destroying Trap-Jaw, it's not going to happen. I'm going to sell him as is, as one piece. He might be missing the one jaw piece that goes on extra clamp. Judd, clamp it. I'll get that all to fit later. So there we go. All right, let me check out your guys' final comments. Let me move this box out of the way because I cannot move my feet. Put my camera back. There we go. You know what I should do? I should turn off the lights. Yes, let's turn off the lights and see those guys glow. Might as well, right? Let's see your guys' comments. Trap-Jaw lives. Nice, Charles. Let's see, I just got the Moto Classics Mosquito and combined Masterverse armor to the Classics. Love the figure. Still have another Masterverse Mosquito figure in the package still. Nice. Excellent. 53 degrees. Hey, Charles. All right, let's kill the lights. Hold on a second. Thanks. All right, and let's kill the TV. Bump, bump, bump. Burp. Let's charge these guys up. Scoot this aside. These guys are so cool. And turn off this light here. Look at that. Oh, Trap-Jaw, watch out. Pew, 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 pew. That's so cool. Skeletor's minions are after Trap-Jaw. No. That is so much fun. All right, let me check out your guys' final comments before I go. Do you have a favorite moto vehicle? Yes, that would be the Battle Ram. My plans for Thanksgiving, going over to my daughter-in-law. She is making some food and we're going to enjoy. Thanks for asking, Eric. Oh, look. Mike Fee, if you didn't notice, there's Hordak sitting in the side over there. Bum, bum, bum. What are you doing over there, Hordak? He's just chilling in his chair. Oh, I know I shouldn't love glow-in-the-dark stuff so much, but it's just so cool. Brrr. And I made it their eyes red glow-in-the-dark. Look at that. Oh. I guess it's more of an orange than red. So cool. Okay, I guess it's time for me to stop playing. Oh, bright light. Final comments, and then I'm out of here. Yes, Battle Ram for the win. Are you going to break down when the new Castle Grayskull Origins comes out. I'm not sure, Eric. We'll see how it looks, and I'll play it by ear then. But thanks for asking. All right. Until next time, like they say in the 1987 movie, zoop, good journey. Good journey, you guys. Bye now. Yes, Trap-Jaw is awesome. I love the whole idea of Trap-Jaw and Triclops being buddies. I just have always liked that idea. So, yes. Oh. Yep. I think this one here is actually a custom head. I can see the paint on it. So I think it's used to be a cartoon head. And I think I might have swapped the jaw. I don't remember. But this is not the head he came with. He came with like, the original had like yellow eyes or some crazy thing. I don't remember. Too many small little customized things. But, all right. I digress. Until next time, good journey, you guys. Bye now. It is a big throne. Hordak had a little too much spice tonight. He's just kind of sitting there. He keeps falling out. Ugh. Stay, man. Stay. Oh well. Bye now.